This is a guy who is leading our country, who is the representative of the United Kingdom.
You know, they are out of touch with how viewers and voters feel.
At the United Nations, you know, he's not the head of state, but he's, you know, the leader of the nation. He has lived a complete lie.
Did Keir Starmer really film messages from a fake penthouse? Isabel Oakeshott's explosive revelation has sent shockwaves through British politics, leaving voters questioning everything they thought they knew about the Labour leader. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. From staged tributes to the Queen to allegations of living a complete lie, Oakeshott's claims have opened a Pandora's box of deceit. But how deep does this rabbit hole go, and what other secrets might be lurking beneath Starmer's carefully crafted public image? Isabel Oakeshott's latest bombshell has rocked the political landscape, exposing Keir Starmer's alleged deception that goes beyond mere rhetoric. At the heart of this scandal lies a luxurious penthouse, owned by Labour peer Lord Wahid Ali, where Starmer reportedly staged several public messages. This opulent setting, with its panoramic views of London and high-end furnishings, stands in stark contrast to the humble image Starmer has cultivated.
Well, quite clearly, is a bunch of adolescents who haven't got a clue what they're doing, least of all the man at the top of this.
Him, it seems he's played his hand quite well, spraying money and favours around the very top of this government. Called politicians having a great time. And I tell you what else they hate. They hate the lies.
The revelation that Starmer used this borrowed penthouse to film messages, including a tribute to the late Queen, has left many voters feeling betrayed. His carefully crafted persona as a man of the people now seems to be nothing more than a facade. The hypocrisy is particularly glaring when one considers Starmer's working-class background and his frequent criticism of the Conservative Party's perceived elitism. Public reaction to this news has been swift and largely negative. Social media platforms are buzzing with disbelief and anger, with many questioning the authenticity of Starmer's entire political narrative. Some supporters are attempting to defend him, arguing that the use of the penthouse was a one-off occurrence, but the damage to his credibility appears significant.
And it's quite obvious to me that there have been lies and that there are still lies.
So are they going to mention the fact that Keir Starmer is under the cosh here, that, you know, Lord Ali and the revelations coming out of the penthouse?
So in itself, that setup of the message during lockdown.
This penthouse scandal hints at deeper issues within Starmer's leadership. If he's willing to mislead the public about something as visible as his filming location, what other deceptions might be lurking beneath the surface? The incident raises questions about the integrity of his policy proposals and his ability to connect with the everyday struggles of British citizens. The strain of maintaining this public image seems to be taking a toll on Starmer personally. According to Oakeshott, he appears crushed under the weight of his responsibilities, amidst the growing scrutiny and criticism. This description paints a picture of a leader struggling to reconcile his public persona with the realities of political life. But as shocking as the penthouse revelation may be, it's merely the tip of the iceberg. Oakeshott's investigation has uncovered a web of alleged deceptions and policy failures that extend far beyond this single incident. From questionable financial decisions to diplomatic missteps, the full extent of Starmer's leadership issues is only beginning to come to light. While the penthouse scandal has certainly tarnished Starmer's image, Oakeshott's investigation reveals even more troubling issues lurking beneath the surface. Her claims extend far beyond personal deception, painting a picture of policy failures that could have devastating consequences for the British public.
From Lord Ali's flat that was made to look like Keir Starmer's own property, that was a lie. This is actually kind of one of the most dangerous stories for a government or political party, because it's really quite easily understood.
And that is, for me, possibly the worst and most damaging aspect of this.
At the heart of this controversy lies Starmer's winter budget. Initially touted as a lifeline for struggling Britons, the Labour leader promised relief for families grappling with the cost of living crisis and support for vulnerable populations. However, Oakeshott's characterization of the budget as a death sentence for the most vulnerable paints a starkly different picture. According to Oakeshott's sources, the budget includes significant cuts that disproportionately affect the elderly and other at-risk groups. Reports suggest that funding for critical services like home care and community support programs has been slashed, leaving many older adults without essential assistance. The reduction in heating subsidies is particularly concerning as winter approaches, potentially forcing seniors to choose between warmth and other necessities. The contrast between these budget cuts and Starmer's personal behavior is jarring. Oakeshott has criticized the Labour leader for accepting lavish gifts while ordinary citizens face economic hardships. This apparent disconnect between Starmer's lifestyle and the struggles of everyday Britons has been widely condemned as tone-deaf, further eroding public trust in his leadership.
This is a guy who is leading our country, who is the representative of the United Kingdom.
You know, they are out of touch with how viewers and voters feel.
At the United Nations, you know, he's not the head of state, but he's, you know, the leader of the nation. He has lived a complete lie.
But the ramifications of Starmer's decisions extend beyond domestic issues. Oakeshott has raised serious concerns about his approach to international relations, particularly his refusal to engage with certain world leaders. Critics argue that this stance is short-sighted and could harm the UK's diplomatic opportunities, potentially undermining crucial alliances at a time when global cooperation is more important than ever. Perhaps most troubling are Oakeshott's allegations regarding Starmer's decisions on British overseas territories. She claims these choices were made without proper parliamentary approval or public consultation, raising alarming questions about transparency and accountability in his administration.
I mean, I've said earlier today in the show, I don't know what he gets up to with Lord Ali.
Well, I'm not really surprised that Channel 4 couldn't get its head round the story because they don't have the right judgment.
I don't know what he does for hours and hours on end at this flat that they seem to be happy to
As the full impact of these revelations continues to unfold, the British public is left grappling with uncomfortable truths about Starmer's leadership. Oakeshott's investigation has forced a national reckoning, challenging assumptions about political integrity and the true cost of misguided policies. With each new detail that emerges, the future of UK politics seems increasingly uncertain, leaving voters to wonder what other surprises might be lurking just around the corner. Isabel Oakeshott's revelations have shaken the foundations of Keir Starmer's leadership. From the borrowed penthouse scandal to questionable budget decisions, each new disclosure chips away at his carefully crafted image. The stark contrast between Starmer's public persona and these alleged deceptions raises serious questions about political authenticity in the UK. As voters grapple with these unsettling truths, we're left wondering, how deep does this web of deceit go? Can Starmer rebuild trust, or is his credibility irreparably damaged? More broadly, what does this mean for the future of British politics? Will we see a shift towards greater transparency, or will politicians simply become more adept at hiding their true nature? The media's role in uncovering these stories cannot be understated. Oakeshott's investigation serves as a reminder of the vital importance of a free press in holding our leaders accountable. As citizens, we must remain vigilant, questioning the narratives presented to us and demanding honesty from those who seek to lead. The health of our democracy depends on it.